Hi everyone, welcome back to our show. My name is Ekrix and he's Kunagosis.
Yes, thank you, Ecritics, again for your delightful interruption. So we're defending ARSE again, but this time it's from Massalia.
Oh, we're defending ARSE this time around, okay.
Yes, we're defending our ARSE again. From Massalia this time though, so we're defending it from Greeks. And of course, you don't want the Greeks to go near. You don't want the Greeks to go near your ARSE.
Exactly. Greeks can do, like, terrible, terrible things with your arse.
Sure. Do you remember what Mrs. Carberry said?
What did Miss Carberry say?
About the Greeks?
What did she say about the Greeks?
That they invented gayness.
Well, that's a good point, actually, yeah. I mean, if you take the movie 300 and everything.
Except I think in 300 did they not, I think, slag off the Athenians with their pederasty, except I think the Spartans also did pederasty.
Yeah. Kind of icky double standard if you do say so.
The thing with 300 is, it's an adaptation of a comic book.
I know.
Of a graphic novel about the Battle of Thermopylae. So, it's not exactly supposed to be accurate.
Anyway, on to more sanitary topics.
I suppose, you know, we were talking about how accurate 300 was, or not. But anyway, so Massalians are doing their usual cavalry first. Some Tarentines initially hovering around. One of their cavalry's got routed because of my archers. And the Tarentines are just staying there, not doing anything.
They're just like, I'm tired of life, just shoot me with the arrows, get it over with.
It could be that they're trying to maybe throw their javelins, but have a hard time with that.
They're having a hard time throwing their javelins. Yes. Yeah, sure, okay.
It's my best guess to make sense of it. But yeah, and we got some Hippocratian peltasts throwing their javelins. Oh yes, Hippocratian peltasts. They're kind of interesting. But yeah, so we got, again, Massalian cavalry is charged into my hoplites. I think this is my Carthaginian militia doing that job there. My mainline hoplites are occupying that side.
What do we have here?
Well, we've got Ligurian swordsmen coming in, so yeah. They're not very good.
The Ligurian swordsmen?
Pretty much. Their stats are okay, I think anyways, but they're numbered at 200.
So the Greeks just practically sent them in as fresh meat.
Well, they are a population class 3 sword unit that Massalia has in the early game. Of course, they're not very good, and once you get to the Thyreus reforms, you can get much better swordsmen.
I guess.
From the same population group, your Thyreus swords and your Celto-Hellenic swords. Celto-Hellenic swords are pretty damn good. They're very powerful for its population class 3 swords. But yeah,
like the Ligurian swordsmen are just like standing around this. They're not even trying to advance because they know they're fucked.
Well, the thing is, they're trying, but they're also fighting a bunch of hoplites.
You might as well just turn around right now and pack it up.
Thing is, when you're fighting a phalanx, it's best not to fight it from the front, because that's what they're good at.
Oh, so that's why this is the that's why they're defending their arse, because the hoplites have to defend their rear ends.
Now we got a Gallic sword band coming in under their Celtic longswords and axes. They're a decent unit you can use. Haven't used them in a while. Only when I need to. But yep. So it's going pretty well for us.
Yes, indeed.
And their militia are holding off the onslaught of Massalian troops, including their own hoplites. They're not really fighting the phalanx. Huh?
The Greeks have their own hoplites?
Well, yeah, hoplites are a Greek thing. And Massalia are Greeks, so why wouldn't they have hoplites?
Just asking.
The only Greek faction on top of my head that does not have any hoplites are Egypt,
Why don't the Egyptians have hoplites?
because they're part of the successor kingdoms who relied on pike troops instead of hoplites, and there's no evidence for Ptolemaic hoplites. So that's why the Egyptians don't use hoplites. But yeah, my Libyan Theraeus spears are moving out.
No matter what they do, the Messiahs just can't barge through like that.
Well, I do have the advantage.
I know. Just pointing it out.
So yeah, we've got my Libyan Theraeus spears fighting their Gallic levies. That's going pretty well for us. And the Libyans are fighting some Gallic swordsmen.
Italians are up on all sides trying to get in, but no matter what they do, they just can't push through.
Well, it's not exactly going to be easy for them. I'm moving some units down. Pass my throw swords.
We have nothing but hoplites defending the area.
Well, a lot of those troops on that side are hoplites. They're all hoplites on that particular side that we're seeing now. Because again, I would have 4 hoplites in the army, and Carthage's garrison troops include Carthaginian militia, which are also hoplites.
I don't know, it just to me it just would make more sense if you had at least one extra army there that weren't hoplites, just in case on some off chance that the
Off-chance
Messiahs
what?
were able to push through.
Well, the thing is that they're not going to have an easy time fighting hoplites.
No, I know, just
And the
like...
fact is I have other troops also. I have Scutari, I have Ambacti, which are some very solid swordsmen. I have Libyan Theraeus swords to help. I've got elephants.
I guess I'm just saying that maybe all armies in this should just prepare for a contingency or something, I
Well,
don't know.
there's not much I can do when the army that was inside ARSE was the army that just retreated from being attacked by Massalia earlier. And I was replenishing inside the settlers. And the only other force supporting them is the garrison, which is by default hoplite militia and then some light Libyan spearmen.
Ah,
So I do have armies that don't use hoplites, but that's not here. And the hoplites work best at defending.
fair enough.
Yes. So that's how things are going at the moment.
Well, we've already have our first casualties.
And those are some of the, I think, Epilectoi hoplitei by Massalia.
What are they like? I've never heard of those before.
Epilectoi hoplitei, they're pretty elite hoplites. Epilectoi basically means like picked, as in picked men, chosen kind of thing. So it refers
So
to
they're
being
like
elite.
they're like the best of the best, basically.
Yeah. So they're pretty elite hoplites that Massalia has. And they look pretty good.
Why? What do they look like?
But they have a mixture of Celtic and Iberian influences in their gear. Because Massalia is a Greek colony in Gaul. You know, I believe they are modern day Marseille.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning that beforehand.
Yes. That's why they have all these sort of Celtic-ish units in their army.
Soy.
So yeah. So those swordsmen are fighting the standard Massalian hoplites, but they have electric at the moment. And their Ligurian swordsmen are being defeated by my Libby finishing cavalry and Ambacti.
They didn't even stand a chance.
Pretty much. Ambacti are much stronger. It'll be hard to defeat an Ambactus, because this is the Latin term Ambacti. not the Greek ambaktoi.
Ah,
So I had to think, because I was going to say ambaktos, but that's the Greek version. That'd be like a Greek version. But yeah, so it's going pretty well. Yeah, it's clearly those Ligurians have routed, are starting to rout. I move my troops through them.
we're running for the Himalayas now.
Yep. The idea is to clearly hit the enemy from behind, so send my troops around here to hold them off long enough for my better sword units to move around. Moving my Scutari over.
Oh, here they come now. We should have been watching their backsides.
They're charging into those hoplites. Towards their flank.
That is not a pretty sight.
Yeah. There's a book of interest I want to get it whenever it comes out about the Iberians by Fernando Quesada Sanz, who's like one of the main experts on Iberian warfare.
What does the book go over?
Iberian warfare, weapons, battles, tactics. Gem elephant smashed into a blob of enemies there.
I just noticed the elephants now.
But yeah, I've for my thesis I'm using one of his articles, one of his papers. It's called Not So Different, where he compares Roman warfare to Iberian Celtiberian warfare and basically says how they're actually quite similar to each other. It's pretty interesting. I found it years ago. It's a years old article I've had, but I was really starting to look into it more recently for my thesis.
Do you remember where you found it?
I think just randomly on academia.edu.
Oh, here come our African elephants now.
Yeah,
Ready to
ready
lay
for the
hell.
cycle charge then.
Ready to lay hell. Or lay down hell.
Yes. Or raise hell.
Oh god.
How do you rate that?
I'd rate that a 7. It's just like the top half of that entire army. Still nasty though, but still a 7.
But I recently downloaded a bunch of his other articles that I could find. He even has one about trying to pinpoint what Spanish sword was the basis of the Roman gladius. Because the Roman gladius was called in the ancient sources a Spanish sword. Because it was a Spanish sword that the Romans picked up. So it's kind of interesting, he's trying to break down what was the sword they likely took. Anyway, so we've our back to attacking those Massalian hoplites. I think this is going to go well for us.
Sure, I had no doubt about that in my mind.
And the neat thing about Carthage's mercenaries, they're all population class 3.
Meaning?
They're of plentiful... class 3 population is like the lowest tier of like your citizen population. Because class 4 are foreigners. So it means these could be some powerful troops from a very easily accessible population group in DEI, because DEI is recruitable population. So units take up a certain population. So therefore anything that's pop class 3 usually wouldn't be the highest quality, but they can be pretty good quality, and the mercenaries are very good quality.
Here they are rushing into each other now.
Yeah, my Libyan spearmen.
Hoping one of them gets the glory.
And they're rushing in to try and hold off those guys. And my elephants are finishing off the leftovers of those enemies there.
I wonder if they taste like strawberry.
That's a very peculiar question.
The Greeks are all about their manliness.
A lot of these cultures were. Greeks, Romans, Iberians, I'd say, Gauls. In those days, who wasn't all about their manliness? Sure, our word virtue comes from the Roman word, the Latin word for manliness. Virtus.
Ooh, the elephants are working their way through now, picking
Yep.
them off.
Yeah, they're all
Slowly but
beginning to
surely.
rout.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah? It's gonna go pretty well.
They're just gobbling up. It's
There
like
we
they're
go.
gobbling up the
The
very
enemy
side of
general
their plate.
the enemy general has shattered.
It's like they're gobbling up the side of their plate and they're working their way towards the center of their meal, like.
Oof, that guy's dead. Look at my Libyans.
Oh, that's a nasty bloodbath there. Jesus, like he's torn in half.
Yeah. And I'm back here killing off some stragglers.
That's... Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, I think we just saw a little bit of that animation thing I talked about before.
Yeah, you think that was that?
I can see because the fact that the Bactus who killed the fella was on the ground.
Oh yeah, right.
Oof. Right in the abdomen. Yeah. So yeah, those Ambakti, damn, they got over 100 kills and no casualties.
Damn, that's impressive.
Yeah, as I said, Ambakti are pretty damn powerful. See, they'd be the equivalent of like nobles. So ordinarily, the equivalent unit among Iberians would be like population class 1, the nobility. But for Carthage, they're just class 3 subjects.
Right.
Because they're foreign mercenaries. That's the handy thing about Carthage. You can really just draw up a lot of powerful armies from those tier groups.
Oh, we see the elephants now are picking away at their last few chunks of their meal.
Elephants are herbivorous. They don't eat meat, let alone humans.
Yeah.
You know, they smash and crush, but they don't eat people.
I'm trying to use a metaphor here.
Not really a metaphor, though. No, I don't think a very good one. So yeah, now we have my cavalry chasing off the enemy stragglers.
Oh dear.
So I think we've saved our arse again. What do you say, Griggs?
Well, Kinagusis, I say that it is indeed a magnificent arse we've managed to save. The arse stands mighty, tall and proud, I do say so.
Yes, our silver arse.
Our golden arse.
Well, silver because it produces silver.
Good point. That's the second best kind of arse. I'd say that our victory is within our complete grasp.
Our elephants got over 800 kills. Good elephants.
Nice elephants. Nice elephant.
Whatever our next campaign will be, we'll have plenty more elephant action. But this time they'll be Indian.
Ooh, finally.
So, we're at the end. So our casualties for our army ain't too bad. The unit of the heaviest losses are those Brutian swords.
A small price to pay.
I decided to ransom the captives. So we are at our turn.
Use backspace on your keyboard to stop the movement of your
shut up,
armies,
AI
fleets,
lady.
and agents on the campaign.
Yeah, I think it takes a while for me to get the settings right to disable all that unnecessary advice.
Need to keep an eye on that in the future, Kuna Gooses.
Well, it's okay now. This just had to do with the fact that before recording this, as you know, I had to reset my PC.
I know.
So it ain't an issue now, but it was an issue then. But anyways, our culture is steadily spreading into Italia, or Magna Graecia if you want to call it that instead. So having a look at our overview. Brethren of battle, moving them forward. So I decided to auto-resolve those two armies.
That seems boring. Next.
I decided to enslave them.
Dido or Dido's faithful.
Yeah. You could say either. Dido is how it's often said in English. Dido would probably be more how it would be pronounced in Latin. She's basically a mythical-ish Queen of Carthage.
You're all about accuracy, so I'm gonna go with Dido.
Okay then.
So
Yeah,
who are you
she's,
replacing these guys with?
Let's see now. I'm replacing them with another unit of Ambacti.
Back these the talk of the land these days, apparently.
Well, they're the new mercenary unit I have access to, and they're pretty damn powerful swords. So that's why I'm raving on them. So I'll keep using them even well into this campaign. I sort of phased out the Scutari for Libya Phoenician Thorax swords, but that was kind of an unnecessary thing to do, but I just did it anyways. But that's not till later. It's moving the Scourge of Brescia over.
At your service. Lady Tanit, bless
So move my spy around to see if there's any more armies. And there is.
I cannot continue, my lord.
The 12th Legion.
Scouting, my lord.
So just to steal some food.
Ready for fun.
So rush over to attack that legion, 7th Legion, Antiqua.
Boring. Next. We want a real challenge.
I decided to ransom
Setting
the
forth
captives.
in the name of Carthage.
So the 11th Legion is
Ready
inside
for
Rome.
On the move, my lord.
Moving,
My lord.
moving them back a little bit.
Setting forth in the name of Carthage.
From our perspective, it looks as though you're retreating, but whatever. To each his own.
Well, I'm putting them back because they're badly damaged, so it's trying to get some replenishment going.
I know. I'm just having a laugh.
So I decided to build those warhorse areas in that area of Iberia. That would allow my cavalry to have more speed,
My lord.
which is useful.
Forth in the name of Carthage.
But yes, I decided to move the two armies close to each other and closer to Taraco,
At your command.
whilst Brethren of Battle are replenishing,
Basta, damn you all. We fight for you, my lord.
and the Friends of the 104 are also replenishing. And I believe we are heading towards the end of our part.
Yes, we are.
So, we lose our trade agreement with that faction. Going on Epiron. And so we've this little matter of a slave dude.